Good morning. Happy Saturday. Today I wanted to come on to just share my story a little bit with golden drops and to remind you all how incredibly powerful this tiny little supplement is. As I'm sitting here on my back garden, finishing my breakfast, drinking my morning coffee and enjoying vitamin D, I was reminded that I haven't really been consistent with taking the golden drops lately, and it started to show in the drop of energy and also in the lower back discomfort as well. So, let me take you all the way back to last year, April, when I first started taking these drops and what they've done for me. As a multi award winning nutritionist for people with chronic conditions, I am frequently approached by businesses, by companies, by individuals who are trying to either sell me something or get me into their company, into their networking system. And I totally understand that's how it is, and that's how business is done, so that's absolutely fine. So, not long before the Golden Drops, there was a company that sent me a whole box of supplements and they wanted me to promote them and all that. And I was like, well, I want to experience that for myself before I say anything about your company. So I started taking those supplements, amongst which there's organic turmeric with black pepper, and I've noticed absolutely zero changes. I was having lower back discomfort, my hormones were dysregulated, my energy was low, and I just felt so tired the whole time. It's just like, it's hard. So then a friend of mine approached me through LinkedIn. We actually haven't met before then, but she saw me on LinkedIn, and like everyone else, she approached me and she was like, look, can we go for a cup of coffee? And she started mentioning her story and her results, and then she told me about golden drops, and I was like, oh, here we go again, another one who's trying to sell me something. But she said, look, take it, give it a go, and if you don't see any difference, that's fine, I'll leave you absolutely alone, but I fully believe it's gonna help with whatever you're dealing with now, because she saw some of my posts, how I was sharing about sciatica and how I was sharing with my body being dysregulated ever since I went through a miscarriage, and so on and so on. So she gave me that one bottle, and I went away and I was like, right, there's something in her story that really sparked my scientific interest. So I'm gonna do this in a scientific way. So what I've done was I've literally scraped every single supplement that I was taking. I scraped everything, even like multivitamin, everything. It just went away. Put it on the side, and I was like, right, I'm gonna give these golden drops a go. So I started taking them first week, and I haven't noticed any difference. And as I was taking them, I was like, well, they're not bad. I like to take them. They're easy to take. But then I also noticed in the testimonial group and group with other people who are taking them across the world that people can take them twice a day as well, sometimes even more. It depends on how you're feeling and what's happening. So I did like a social experiment on myself and I started taking them twice a day, and I took them first thing in the morning and before bedtime. And then the second week, it wasn't a really big noticeable difference, so I couldn't say like, oh yeah, I can feel the difference, I'm on top of the world. No, it was just slight subtle thing. It's like, oh, suddenly I can bend over better and my lower back isn't in so much discomfort. I was like, suddenly I can put my socks on with less pain. Suddenly I can actually put my pants on. So I started noticing these tiny subtle little differences, and by week 3 we actually went camping to Isle of Skye, and I thought to myself, oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare, because we were staying in a tent while a friend of mine and my daughter were staying in the camper van. So I was like, I am going to struggle so much. I can't even get out of a chair, let alone getting out of a tent. So the first day was a little bit of a struggle, but then day 2, day 3, day 4 of camping, I started noticing that, hey, I'm feeling pretty good actually. And I started waking up easily. I didn't feel like groggy in the morning. I didn't feel like tired. I didn't feel heavy, as in the whole body feels heavy. And then I noticed that my lower back discomfort is just like completely minimized. By the time we got back from Isle of Skye, this discomfort and sciatica that I had disappeared. It disappeared, and I didn't really know. I didn't really notice until one day my partner was giving me a massage, because usually that was really sore area and I needed like really frequent massages to help me going. And he was giving me a massage, and he's like, "Are you sleeping?" I said, "No, I'm not." And then he said, "Well, just because usually when I press this area here, you're like screaming with pain." And I'm like, "Oh, so I do." And that's when it clicked. My lower back pain gone, sciatica gone. I was like, within 3 weeks of taking the drops first thing in the morning and before bedtime. So I was like, "Oh wow, this is really interesting." So obviously that's when I started believing that this is actually working. And after that, I continued to take them frequently. I still take them. And then I was wondering to myself, I also have endometriosis and Raynaud's and a bunch of other complications that you get through aging, through trauma, through imbalances, blah blah blah. So the next thing I noticed is that my Raynaud's really got under control. So I am now, like, actually I can show you, I am sockless on the garden outside, which never happens. I am always wrapped up in blankets, triple socks and everything, and I'm sockless. My fingers actually have color, as you can see. They're not numb, they're not white. So my Raynaud's got completely under control. Obviously I still get it when it's really cold, but I don't get it to the point that I did before. So I'm not freezing 24/7. And the cherry on top, what happened is, as I continue taking these drops through the year, again, it's a slow process. It's not a medicine, it's not a treatment, it's a supplement that helps lower the inflammation in your body. What I noticed is that my endometriosis started getting lesser and lesser, and by the time I was about like 6 months into taking the drops, I stopped having ovulation pain. And I'm getting emotional here, because if you ever live with endometriosis or anything similar, when you are in chronic pain, or when you know that you're going to be debilitated for at least a full day or even more because of that, and then something comes into your life that helps you with that, then you know what I'm talking about. So it's been over 6 months, well, almost 6 months now, right? Since I've started seeing the differences in my endometriosis, and I have been pain-free ever since. I have not had a flare-up. My ovulation is nice and normal. It's not painful anymore. I can actually do my job. I'm not debilitated by it. So to me, the drops have been, I'm not even exaggerating, a life changer. And this is why it is currently the only supplement that I ever suggest my clients. I've scraped all the other supplements, because what I've learned throughout my years and years of being in the field of chronic conditions is that it is not all the supplements that you're taking, because those supplements are not getting to where you are, to where they need to be in your gut. And the number one problem that us people with chronic conditions have is messed up guts. So you can take as much multivitamin as you want, and you can take as many other supplements as you want. If your gut is not absorbing, things will not get to it. And with Golden Drops, because of their specific technology, which is patented in Germany, they actually get absorbed already when you have them under your tongue. They bypass digestive system, they start getting absorbed, and they get to where they need to go. They get into bloodstream, and they help us reduce this systemic inflammation. So not just in gut, but anywhere where it is in the body. So this is where it is the power of these drops, and this is why taking just turmeric with black pepper pills or whatever is not as efficient as we would like it. Been there, done that. But because our guts are messed up from our chronic conditions and inflammation that is happening, we don't absorb it. So we can take 20 pills and still won't be equal to 10 drops of these beautiful golden drops. So I hope this helps someone to understand that there is a solution out there, and to give it a go. I currently have 15% discount on them, and I'm genuinely wanting for you to start noticing how much better you feel, just like I did last year. And that made such a big difference in my overall well-being and quality of life. Let me know, and have a fantastic weekend.